What's up, guys? I'm Jake. I'm a singer-songwriter from small town Illinois, currently living in Phoenix, Arizona.
And I'm Alex. I'm a drummer and producer from the south of France.
We are Subtitles.
Takes so much just to get through the day.
I would say for a new listener, our sound is a mix between alternative, rock, and emo. A little heavier on the emo right now, but we've got some stuff coming up that leans a little more in that alternative direction.
I was actually studying music in LA for a few years, and right about the time I flew back to France, Jake hit me up on social media.
Yeah, that's like right when I was moving to LA for the first time. His content was still kind of circulating around Instagram, so I hit him up. Unfortunately, it was, like he said, it was right before he moved back to France, so we spent a long time kind of doing everything online, and just kind of made it work. Being in different countries definitely makes it tougher. Obviously, you think of local bands and things like that. You think of like practicing in the garage every weekend when you get time, and going to shows together and all that kind of stuff. We don't get any of that. We just kind of Zoom calls at midnight. Starting at midnight, going till 4 a.m. and just grinding out on music. It's interesting just being a duo because I feel like with that being the case, we do still build that relationship a lot quicker. Like this is my brother at this point. So I feel like it only works for a specific kind of person to work the way that we do, but it's almost been a blessing to just have the two of us on the same mindset and working towards the same goal. 'Cause nowadays you can kind of get away with anything with the way that electronics and everything goes. So
yeah, thanks to technology, we're able to do that and work on music, basically track ideas. Basically, Jake would have the ideas, and I will make it fully. Recorded at home, guitars, bass, drums, and we'll work from there.
I had these lyrics written for a while, and never really found like the right instrumental home for it. And then he played me, I believe it was an instrumental that you kind of already had put together. And I was like, yeah, this fits the energy, fits the whole feeling of kind of the direction I wanted to take Subtitles also. And, like the lyrics themselves definitely inspired by a lot of, trauma over the years from losing friends, to multiple things, addiction, self, It's an emotion heavy song, but I think it kind of tells you what's going on with it in the lyrics if you really listen to it. All of our demos, we spend like all that time on Skype, Zoom calls overnight, and just try and get each of the songs to the point that we think it should sound like, get an idea in our head of the final sound, and then we take everything to the producer. Up until recently, we kind of had to do everything separate to where he would just FaceTime in when I'd go with our producer and get the final recordings of everything. But luckily for this most recent project, we got to do everything together. We said this song's very emotion heavy, obviously driven from personal past experience and stuff like that, but it's a broad meaning. We wrote it kind of specifically with that mental health kind of energy in mind, like just awareness of that. And we just hope that like whatever anybody's going through, any point in time, if you could think of a letter that you'd have to write, then you got a reason to stay. Real quick, just want to thank Andrew Stevenson. He's actually our guitar player and bass player for all of our tracks. So when we do final takes for everything, that's always him. So any of the guitars you hear on Subtitle stuff, that's Sounds Like Lotus on everything. And also our producer, Jojo Centineo. They're both just amazing at what they do, and they take us to the next level every time we work with them. So you'll definitely hear it on this upcoming album. We do have a single dropping, so you guys can keep a lookout for that. That's actually going to be the title track for an upcoming album that should be dropping in springtime next year. So we're really excited to get that out. Had an awesome time recording it. Finally got to get in the studio together to get that done. So it was an amazing experience, amazing 2 weeks, and it's going to be an amazing 2026.